So, Dustin Poirier versus Jim Miller. Poirier's coming off a loss. Miller's coming off
A win?
3 wins.
Yeah, he's been looking good recently. He's had a good couple of amount of wins. Yeah, he beat Tiago Alves, Joe Lozon, Tucker Nagomi.
Lozon was a bit controversial. But
Yeah, I still think he won that fight, but yeah.
really, a lot of people don't, and I can't remember enough to say.
Really? It was a little while ago.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
The Gomi fight was good.
Gomi finished with, UFC 200, yeah. Yeah, because he had 2 in a row before he came in and fought Gomi at 200. But I think especially his last fight, because a lot of people were interested about Alves coming in at 55. His first fight at 55, he did miss weight. He came in at 162 this year. But yeah, a lot of people were interested in Alves coming in, and Miller looked really good actually.
Yeah, he pretty much just dominated.
He just dominated that fight, and yeah, this is interesting coming. A lot of people are picking Dustin, but I don't know. It's a good matchup. They're both, like solid fighters, well-rounded. They push the pace. Both will go for a war if it happens, but it's going to be a good fight all around.
Okay.
I'm picking Jim Miller by decision.
Really?
I think he'll grind it out. I feel like...
I mean, he's on good current form. There's no doubt in that.
He's on a good run.
But Poirier's looked amazing since the Conor loss. He did just lose to Michael Johnson, but Michael Johnson looked really good in that fight.
Yeah. But Michael Johnson always looks good in striking fights where people are willing to trade with him. No, I think Jim Miller's looked good recently. I think Jim Miller will have better grappling than Dustin. Yeah, I think they're both pretty similar in terms of... But they both like to brawl. They've both been in like some pretty exciting brawls before. I just feel like Jim Miller's experience play a decent factor in this.
Well, I mean, Dustin's been around for a while too.
Dustin's been around for a while, but definitely not as long as Jim has. And I don't know, I just have a good feeling about him, especially how good he's looked in his last few fights.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off 3 wins. Poirier's coming off a loss. But I just feel like Poirier will get it done.
Yeah, I don't feel like Dustin's ever showed like he's got extremely great takedown defense or extremely good submission defense before. Like he's a good fighter, and he's shown good all-round skills. But I think if Miller can get it to the ground, get him in the grappling exchanges, take him down, I feel like he'll take it from there. And if not taken by submission, I feel like he'll be able to grind out, just control him round by round, and just take him out that way. I feel like he's smart enough and he's experienced enough not to get caught up in the striking exchanges with Dustin, which is where he shines. So I think Jim's experienced enough and he's smart enough to not really get caught up in there. And I don't think Dustin showed a lot of power, especially at 155, and he's a good striker. I definitely think striking Dustin's got it, but I feel Jim's smart enough and experienced enough not to get caught up in that and take it to the ground and either dominate or catch him by submission, maybe early, but I still feel like he'll win that by decision. 29-28.
And I do believe Dustin will take it, probably first round. I just believe he'll be too much for Miller on the feet, but we will see.
Souza versus Bosch is not exactly... It's not, it's... Souza deserves better.
It's a fight where Souza's sick of sitting out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking a fight, earn a paycheck against a fairly easy task in Tim Boach. But
yeah, well, that's the thing. Tim Boach is not exactly... He is, and if you on paper, it should be an easy fight for Souza, for Jacare, but... Tim Boach,
known for this.
Exactly,
he's known for these upsets, these comebacks.
Exactly.
What a comeback.
Imagine that. Like,
I can't,
It's not... You can't?
Against Jacare?
Yeah, I can.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain why.
I've seen Jacare get hurt. It's not like he's invincible. He's not looked super unbeatable in any of his in all of his fights.
Plus, he's pretty old as well.
Yeah, he's getting older. I'm pretty sure he hasn't fought very often. When was his last fight?
He's been sitting out for a while.
Yeah, he's been sitting out for a while. 198, yeah. So May last year. So it's not that long. But again, he fought twice in 2015, twice in 2014. So he's not.
Yeah, but early on, I think after beating Gegard, he was essentially guaranteed a title shot.
Yeah. So he
fought Chris Camozzi again just because.
Yeah.
Just to stick a fight on there.
I think someone else was supposed to fight, but then Camozzi came in late notice.
Yeah, then he was just like, I'll take it anyway.
He'll just take it, yeah.
So it was originally supposed to be Souza versus Romero.
That's right. Yeah.
So that was yeah. So he fought Camozzi anyway, just to get a paycheck. Destroyed him
Did
by
exactly
first
what-
round.
Yeah.
Then fought Yoel, controversial split decision.
Yeah. I think Yoel won that fight, but I'm in a
I mean,
very small minority in
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you can argue either way. It's it was close. So they're really both essentially the number one contender.
Yeah,
either way.
exactly. Yeah.
But it does count as a loss.
Yeah.
Yoel's undefeated. Oh, not undefeated. Lost before.
Undefeated in the
undefeated
UFC.
in the UFC.
Yeah.
And looked damn impressive. So
Yeah.
you can understand why they're going with him. Then he beat Vitor, destroyed Vitor.
Dominated Vitor.
But
The black belt on the ground.
yeah, well,
Maybe
how
not.
much does that black belt really mean?
Maybe don't put that in. But yeah, he looked good against Vitor again, but Vitor on his way out.
Vitor,
not
Vitor
really
when he really should have already been out.
Post TRT, post USADA, not post USADA, but during USADA. So
Yeah, there's really no place for Vitor anymore,
Yeah.
really. But now he's taking this fight. Doesn't really mean much.
no, on paper it's an easy go for Souza. Another quote unquote Chris Camozzi fight. Sorry, Chris, very good guy.
Yeah, well.
But in terms of what the fight actually means, and on paper it's an easy fight for Jacare, but don't never roll out Tim Bosch. I'll never rule out Tim Bosch.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got a lot of
Jacare's taking a
power.
big risk here. I mean,
He's a brawler. He can take a shot.
he definitely. Well,
If Tim Bosch comes ready, and if Souza overlooks him, this could be interesting. But
Souza doesn't seem like the type to overlook anyone to me.
no, definitely not. He's a good professional, high quality. He should have fought for the title already. He should have fought Weidman for the title during Weidman's stretch. At any point, he could have fought then. But for one point or another, people falling out, this and that, he's just missed out. But
Plus a couple of injuries sprinkled in as well.
I think if he wins this convincingly, there's a chance that he could fight the winner of Yoel versus Bisping.
Yeah, but
But I think,
if he wins convincingly.
yeah.
There's no way
there's
this
no
is a war.
Oh, I would say yeah.
I mean, either
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he
if-
wins. I don't think he wins a war. If it's a war, I think. If he wins, I think. Yeah, you're right. If he wins, I think
It's
it's
just
convincing.
domination.
Yeah.
You'll sub him early,
Sub him
or it'll
early,
be
yeah.
just domination.
Or beat him down. Yeah.
Just a 30-26 decision.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. The best chance for Tim Bosch is to
Tim
make it
Boach
a
is,
war.
if it gets dirty,
Make it a war. Catch him early.
or catch him at all. I mean,
Yeah.
he finished Yushin Okami in the third round
Late. Yeah.
after getting dominated for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else is there to be said?
Yeah.
Really, it's not a good fight. It's not a good fight by any means. You don't put
No.
number 1 or number 2 against number 14.
No. Not in terms of that, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
Well, if Souza just wants to take a fight, I mean, the position he's in, it makes sense to take a fairly easy fight. But as a fight, considering we want to see the best against the best,
Yeah. Of course.
it's not necessarily
Yeah.
a good fight by that standard. The same with Glover Teixeira versus Jared Cannonier.
Again, for the same reason that I like the Jacare vs Bosch fight, I like this fight. Put someone.
Really, you like this fight?
I like this. This could be interesting. Glover got finished badly in his last fight against Rumble.
Yeah, but that was 6 months ago. He's taken the time off, recovered.
We've seen many times in the sport that the following fight of a fight where someone gets finished that badly, they usually don't look that good.
Yeah, but I
afterwards.
feel like
We've seen that a lot.
too often in this sport we're writing people off after a bad loss.
Of course. I don't want to write.
Jared
write.
Cannonier is ranked number 15. He's only ranked because he's fighting number 3.
He's only really ranked because his last fight was super impressive. It was a war. It was a
good
throwdown
fight,
war.
but
yeah, but that
Yuan
that's how
Kutalaba
push it.
isn't exactly a ranked fighter.
Exactly. I don't agree with him being ranked. I don't agree with him getting this fight.
I
don't agree with
I mean,
it.
sure, rank him in top 15.
But-
It's light heavyweight. Who gives a fuck? Shogun's ranked number 6.
Exactly. There's no one really for Teixeira to take. And in terms, again, another on paper, it looks like Teixeira should take this fight out easily. Because
But
he's more
if we know
experienced, he's
the
fought
X
for the
factors, if we
title.
know the depths of
Yeah.
this booking, we can understand that there is ways. There's definitely a chance for Glover to lose, but it's really not a good matchup as far as rankings. I know we shouldn't put too much stock in the number, but as far as experience and a bad loss for Cannonier early could hurt him.
Stylistically, it's a good fight. I agree. Why not give him someone like Shogun? I feel like everyone.
Fucking
But I also
Jean Volante.
everyone should have Shogun if the only way up. Sorry, Shogun. But I feel like it's a good fight for both of them. It works out well for both of them to win. Either one that wins.
It's a very
it works out
favourable
really well.
matchup for Teixeira, and it doesn't really do a lot if he wins because he's supposed to beat this guy.
But it does. No, it doesn't do much for him for moving him anywhere. But it keeps him where he is, and it keeps him active.
Keeps him established,
keeps him
active, I guess. But
you know, in the conversation, especially like heavyweight. Who do you really have out? You know, this argument will go on forever, and it's been going on forever. Sorry, but no one being a light heavyweight, but it still sticks, and it's good for someone like Teixeira if he wants to stick around.
Moving on to the co-main event, we've talked about this fight extensively since it was announced.
There's a lot to say.
But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Silva versus Brunson. What's your take?
It's hard for me not to be biased. Anderson was the one that got me into the sport. His fight with Chael was the first ever UFC. His first fight with Chael Sonnen was the first ever UFC fight I watched. So it's hard for me not to be biased. But looking at it from the outside, this is a very interesting fight stylistically. If you take Derek Brunson's previous performances, he's wild. He's a wild striker. Good wrestling background, but a lot of his fights he's shown that he's a very wild striker. Comes in chin down, ready to strike. It's cost him in the past. If you look at his last fight against Whittaker, but it's also given him. It's also been good for him in the past. If you look at his previous, I think 4 victories before that, he beat the guys like Uriah Hall, Ed Herman, and Sam Alvey. He's beat some good guys, and Rowan Canera and Lorenz Larkin. Interesting, a little while ago.
5 in a row, 4 finishes.
4 finishes in a row, 4 first round knockouts in a row, leading up to his last fight.
And let's not forget how he out-wrestled Romero.
Yes.
So we know he's got the wrestling base, and we know Silva, he's old, and he doesn't seem to fight off takedown attempts very well these days. So if he relies on that base, I mean, it just seems like it might be a clear path to victory there if he doesn't get caught by a slower, older Silva.
Yeah, if he can use his wrestling, he'll definitely. On paper, it says definitely he can win with that route. But it'll be interesting to see if he comes in with that strategy of using his grappling. It'll be the smartest thing to do, but I feel like he's someone who can get drawn into a brawl, into a striking battle. I feel Anderson's can draw most people into a striking battle. I feel Anderson will draw him into a striking battle, and I feel like it'll be a short night for Derek. But it could be but in the same exact argument, it could be a short night for Anderson. Because don't get me wrong, Derek Brunson got caught by Robert Whittaker, but he hurt Robert Whittaker early in that fight. 4 finishes in a row, first round finishes before that. He's definitely with a lot of power. I feel like either way, this could be a short night for either guy.
I think that about sums it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know Silva needs no introduction there. If he gets his way and plays his game well, he should be able to draw Brunson in pretty easily and end his night.
Sure.
But again, we keep going back to Silva's quite old. Like we've seen in his last few fights, he hasn't looked exactly the same.
What, he's like 0-4 in his last 0-4-1?
In his last
4
5,
losses, 1 no contest in his last 5. Hasn't won since 2013.
I think it was 2012
against Stefan Bonner. 2012.
Yeah, 2012. So
yeah,
October 2012, late in the year.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. I'm picking Anderson. I'm going to go with second round TKO. I feel like he'll be able to draw Brunson in first round. First round, he may get caught, he may get dominated a little bit, but I feel like he'll work his magic and he'll come in. I deep down a feeling, I don't know if this is a feeling or a hope, but I feel like something exciting will happen. But again, that might just be the Anderson Silva fan for me trying to come out, but I feel like something exciting is going to happen.
Yeah, that sure sounds like hope to me.
Yeah.
He had moments in the Bisping fight. He had moments in the Cormier fight. We know he's still got something.
It was, I think, 2-3 days notice that he was for that fight.
Yeah.
The Michael Bisping fight again, like he lost that fight. Not really much argument to the decision of the fight, but the end of the third round where he possibly finished Michael Bisping again. So he's looked good. It's not like he's looked really bad recently, comparing to his previous 16 wins in a row. You know, it's a big drop off, but
definitely, most definitely. And this should be the point that tells us if Anderson,
where he's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, most of us are already at the point where I feel like he should retire and just keep his legacy intact, or whatever's left after the bad streak. I mean, we still all refer to him as greatest of all time. He's done his dues. He will always be respected. If he loses to Brunson and loses badly, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
It's not very far. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes after him. On a win, he could go. It could be an interesting year for Anderson Silva if he wins this fight, especially if he wins it impressively.
I don't know where to start with this fight because I'm not really happy about it existing at all. I mean, if it was on this card and not for a title, and they were just trying out a fight at women's featherweight,
it's a great fight.
It's a great fight.
It's a great stylistic fight.
I mean, Holly's really big, so
she's fought at 55. I'm pretty sure she boxed at 55 before, or 53, or whatever their weird weight classes. But she's boxed at heavyweights before. And I think Jermaine's also fought kickboxing or Muay Thai at also at 45 or higher. So it's not like neither of them are used to fighting at this weight. Again, like you were leading on to, it's just a weird matchup. It's just a weird matchup to have as your first ever women's featherweight fight.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously know the reason why. They tried to make the division for Cyborg, and then Cyborg popped, and now maybe he's suspended for 2 years plus. So
there's a big elephant when it comes to this title fight.
Yeah, but we really just got to take it for what it is. It is a good fight.
I don't want to look at that side of it.
Both ladies seem like they have no responsibility to the division if they do win the belt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so I just feel like they see it the same way everyone else sees it. Just a belt created for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If Cyborg comes back, they might use it. If they can get Megan Anderson over quickly, they might defend it. I don't know.
Yeah. There's no really obvious future for either of these fighters, win or lose, really. Which is extremely weird to say when it comes to a title fight, but this is a very weird situation that we're talking about. But again, I don't want to harp on about that because
let's
like
look at the circumstances. Let's just look at the matchup.
Yeah, like you said before, this is actually a really good matchup. A lot of people are looking at it like that. Two high-level strikers. Two high-level, I think. Yeah, Holly Holm's like a 16-time world kickboxing champion. Boxing champion or kickboxing boxing champion, sorry. Jermaine Durande's got a lot of credentials in kickboxing and in Muay Thai. So stylistically, this is a great matchup. Both high quality strikers.
Jermaine wants to bang.
I think Jermaine, definitely. She's a lot more forward. She's a lot more come forward, ready to bang. With that Muay Thai style, get hit, hit back. She works a lot on the clinch, as we saw in her last fight.
But that just automatically feels like a really good matchup for Holm then.
Yeah, exactly. I feel
she's an amazing counterfighter.
Yeah, it definitely falls into what I feel Holly Holm's game will be, which is counter striking. She showed in her last fight. Sorry, not in her last fight. She showed in her fight against Ronda that she's strong in the clinch and getting out of the clinch. The few times that Ronda did try and get into the clinch, but also, as we said before, her counter striking, working against someone who's pushing her back, as we feel Jermaine will. It'll be good to see how she bounces back though.
Definitely coming off two losses.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still known as the girl who knocked out Ronda, but that's fading.
Yeah, definitely.
She needs a win here. If she takes the title, becomes the first woman to win 2 belts, which really means nothing. But
yeah, it's kind of you look at it as a bit of an asterisk. Which is sad again because it's something quite interesting to have. You know, first ever woman to have 2 titles in 2 weight classes in the UFC.
Yeah, but the way they ham-fisted this title in there. There's no division. There's no future in the division. So why would anyone care? Apart from the people who are going to hear the girl who knocked out Ronda, fighting for a different title.
Yeah, and I think that's a big build up for this fight. That's a big selling point for this fight. Is Holly the last girl, like the first girl to beat Ronda, and a lot of it's based around that. But where do you think, following this fight, regardless of who wins, they need to match them up with Cyborg, and that fight needs to happen for this division to really mean anything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. There's no denying that. But again, we did mention before, Cyborg popped 2+ years suspension possible, so we just have to wait and see. I mean, if she is suspended, there's no future. There's no future at all, unless a couple more 35ers want to come up, but who really wants to just split the 35 division?
Exactly.
Just in hopes that the worst girls at 35 might make a name for themselves.
And again,
at
that's
45.
not really a featherweight division. That's just bantamweight fighters not cutting weight, which is interesting again.
I mean, we already have a couple of 25ers fighting 35.
Yeah.
So
That's another argument for another day, the 25 division. I don't understand where that happened.
There was so many people calling for 25, and then, everyone after Cyborg was calling for 145, but that kind of went away.
Well, just the weird thing is that they created a division and a title based on one fighter. 2 fighters followed that, Holly Holm and Durandame, but they've already had 2 fighters fight at 125 with multiple fighters talking about moving to 125. So
yeah, sort of felt like there was something established at least.
Exactly. I feel like they were on their way to 125.
It makes more sense.
Would
than
have made
having
more
a gap.
sense. Exactly. A lot of people, myself included, had a feeling that this fight was just leading to a title versus title fight.
That might be the only thing they could do.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So
basically
far we have
another
2 fighters in
interim
the
title.
division.
Yeah. And if you have Holly Holm win this fight, and then she goes up, she's already the first person to win the 35 and to win multiple titles in the women's division. She could be the first person to hold multiple titles in the women's division. So it'll be interesting to see what they do from here.
Yeah, still not a very interesting weight class thus far.
In terms of picks, looking at it all, I want to pick Holly Holm. I feel like she's faced tougher competition at 135. They both obviously fought at 135 before. Holly Holm's faced tougher competition. It's hard to look past the Ronda win. It's also hard to look past her 2 defeats. But for some reason I'm picking Jermaine. Leading into this fight, I've watched a lot of stuff on her. I've watched her interviews. I feel like she's there. I feel like she's prepared. It's a big moment for her. I feel like I see her doing it. I think she could push on late, do some work late, get in Holly's face, pressure her. I feel like I feel like Holly's hittable if you can get to her. She's a good counter striker, but I feel like Jermaine will be able to get to her. They're both quite tall, quite rangy. I feel like Jermaine's striking ability will get in there, and yeah, I feel like she could do it over 5 rounds.
Yeah, so you're picking Jermaine in this fight?
Yeah, I'm picking Jermaine by decision.
By decision, okay. While taking all that into account, I'm still gonna have to go with Holly.
Okay.
I think we saw her mostly shut out Misha during that fight, until she eventually lost. 5th round, maybe a lack of grappling experience, or just faltered under the pressure of Misha. But I wasn't overly unimpressed with Holly after that fight. It was fairly boring, but and Shevchenko just there's not much good to say about her from that fight. But I still feel she's bigger. She's probably more suited to the weight class, because Jermaine came in at like 143.5 or something like that.
Yeah, Holly definitely looks like the bigger girl if you side by side.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm going home by decision. I think she does what Holly Holm does best, and takes it.
It's an interesting fight to watch, regardless.
Definitely.
I think anyone watching needs to just try and forget about the women's featherweight, forget about the title. I know it's hard, it's the big pushing point, but I think the fight itself, stylistically, is a great fight. I think just with the other stuff bringing it down, it's making it look a little bad. But I think the two of them are going to put on a good fight, in my humble opinion.
Definitely. I think you are correct. I guess that about wraps it up. A very enjoyable card, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. A lot of names, a lot of apparent squash matches, but we'll see. This is MMA after all, people.